This content is produced by DarkNetBreaker, a cybersecurity and dark web education brand. All videos, posts, and content are strictly for educational and awareness purposes only. We do not promote, support, or encourage any illegal activity. Our mission is to expose digital threats, protect online users, and educate the public about cybersecurity risks in the modern world. Stay ethical. Stay protected.
Historically, moving weapons across borders required physical proximity. Trafficking networks relied on localized criminal syndicates to coordinate handoffs in person, exposing every participant to the immediate risk of surveillance or violence. Encrypted routing protocols changed the nature of the trade. Transactions are now decoupled from physical location, allowing buyers and sellers to negotiate from different continents without ever revealing their true identities. This digital abstraction created a high-risk premium. On dark web marketplaces, a weapon typically retails for nearly 7 times its legal price, with a $500 pistol frequently listed for over $3,400. The standard Glock 19 has become the primary anchor for these valuations. Buyers pay this 600% markup because the platform removes the traditional barriers of entry. It bypasses the need for local criminal connections and eliminates the physical danger of an undercover sting at the point of sale. Markets hosted on the Tor network establish an infrastructure that functions outside the reach of international embargoes. By layering encryption, these sites prevent the state from mapping the nodes of the supply chain. This access allows lone actors and small urban gangs to bypass the gatekeepers of organized crime, procuring the same hardware once reserved for large-scale cartels. These marketplaces do not manufacture their own inventory. Instead, they act as brokers for the diversion of legally purchased firearms and military surplus into unregulated global circulation. While individual firearms are lethal, the decentralized infrastructure provides a persistent channel that hides the movement of weapons from state surveillance. To function, these markets must solve the problem of trust between anonymous actors. Without the threat of physical force to enforce a contract, vendors and barters require a neutral mechanism to guarantee payment. Most platforms use multi-signature escrow. The payment locks in a digital vault, requiring signatures from the buyer, seller, or administrator. Upon delivery, the vault opens and the financial trail shatters. Sellers use privacy cryptocurrencies and tumbling services to hide the fund's final destination. By integrating anonymous routing with cryptographic payment controls, the dark web has successfully automated the operational security measures used by professional money launderers. Vendors ship modular parts like receivers and barrels. Buyers combine these untraceable frames with legal components locally to build functional ghost guns without serial numbers. These physical weapons are often sold alongside digital cyber arms. A single platform may host listings for specialized malware, ransomware kits, and zero-day exploits, catering to both kinetic and digital threats. This centralized storefront allows decentralized groups to acquire the specific tools needed for both street-level violence and large-scale network attacks. The transition from the digital to the physical world remains the primary vulnerability. To complete a sale, heavy metal hardware must pass through international customs without triggering an inspection. Sellers use stealth packaging to bypass X-ray scans. Disassembled parts are vacuum-sealed, wrapped in lead, and hidden inside everyday appliances like old computer towers. Large orders are often broken up into multiple independent parcels and shipped days apart to separate addresses, reducing the probability that a single interception will expose the entire transaction. These illicit networks rely on the high volume and efficiency of legitimate government postal services to move their inventory. Customs agencies are frequently overwhelmed by the sheer scale of global e-commerce. With millions of daily parcels and only a fraction subject to manual inspection, illicit goods easily blend into the stream of legitimate commerce. By utilizing the international postal system, the dark web has effectively co-opted the world's legal logistical infrastructure into a global smuggling network. Traditional border policing is increasingly outpaced by the volume of trade. With hundreds of independent vendors and millions of parcels in transit, the probability of intercepting any single weapon through physical inspection alone is statistically insignificant. Law enforcement has pivoted toward data-driven intelligence operations, coordinating between multiple nations to map the digital infrastructure of the marketplaces. Through blockchain clustering, investigators can follow the movement of cryptocurrency. They wait for the moment a vendor attempts to convert their digital earnings into fiat currency at a centralized exchange, where their real-world identity is recorded. Agencies also employ infiltration tactics. By seizing a marketplace's servers, they can monitor communications in real time, capturing the PGP keys and delivery addresses of every active buyer and vendor on the platform. The most effective way to dismantle these networks is to weaponize the marketplace's own internal data to unmask its participants. Takedowns often lead to further fragmentation. When a large marketplace is shuttered, vendors migrate to smaller, single-seller shops or move their operations to encrypted messaging apps like Telegram. Counterintelligence operations have shifted away from individual shipments, focusing instead on compromising the foundational payment systems and communication layers but allow the market to exist. Constant monitoring of dark web intelligence reports is necessary to track these emerging trends and identify new storefronts as they appear. To stop the movement of physical hardware, intelligence agencies must prioritize the disruption of the digital data that facilitates every transaction. Stopping the shipment requires first breaking the network.